Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel Pharma by Seji. Today we are going to talk about something very important in the world of pharmaceutical, the microbial limit test validation. This validation is done to make sure that the product is safe, effective and free from harmful microorganisms. In simple words, we are checking whether our medicine is microbiologically clean and within the acceptable limits. In this video, I will explain what microbiological limit testing is, how the validation process is carried out, and finally the results we obtain, including recovery, percentage, and acceptance criteria. So stay tuned as I walk you through the details in the validation step by step in easy to understand way. Let's get started. This report format is generally standardized, however, it may vary slightly depending on the company's SOPs. In header, we added company name, company logo, product name, test name, protocol number, revision number, report date, and supersedes. Below the header, prepared by, checked by, approved by, date with sign. I won't be showing you the full protocol since the protocol and the reports are essentially the same, except the report including the results tables and criteria, making it quicker and easier for me to demonstrate the report. So, in the second page, the introduction. Microbial limit test for product name, whichever product we have to perform, is determined by the microbial method as described below. In this kind of method, the microbial growth are initiated and their presence in tubes are determined as visual inspection and by counting colony with instruments like colony counter. Validation of this microbial method is carried out using some specific parameter due to limit of medium and culture preparation and its dependency on microbial factors. Second point is experimental chemicals. The standard stains and culture of microorganisms and the sample name were arranged. Distilled water is used as a vehicle and solvent. Sodium chloride peptone solution and pure strain of E. coli were used to determine the growth of organism and yeast and molds. On third page, it's validation. The validation is done by following method. So this is a common microbial validation method as per company SOP. So it's written here, preparation of test. Then for total bacterial count. So we have to make negative control, positive control, product control and positive product control. So in negative control, first step is add 1 ml of sterile water into the 100 ml of soybean casein digest medium. Likewise, in positive control, we also add 1 ml of the culture suspension containing 10 to 100 cell of E. coli in 100 ml of sterile soybean casein digest medium. In product control, prepare sample by dissolving 10 gram of product under taste in 100 ml of soybean casein digest medium. Here 10 gram of product it's common for all the product. In positive product control, about 10 ml of the sample is removed aseptically in a pre-sterile, dried and weighed 250 ml conical flask. The flask is again weighed. The difference between two weight will be the weight of the sample at 100 ml of soybean casein digest medium and add 1 ml of culture suspension containing 10 into 100 cells of E. coli. Then second step is aseptically pipette out 1 ml of the pre-treated specimen in duplicate in sterile petri dishes, likewise in other. In third step, to each of the petri dishes add about 20 ml of soybean casein digest agar. It's a high media code number. We used this media, that's why there's this mention. But whatever you use for media, you can mention that. So mix and allow to solidify. And fourth step, invert the petri dishes and incubate at 30 ounce Celsius to 35 ounce Celsius for 5 days. And fifth step, count the number of colony forming units developed at the end of incubation and record the results. So this step is for the bacterial count. And then for fungal count, there is also negative control, positive control, product control, and positive product control. So in total fungi count, first step is add 1 ml of sterile water into the 100 ml of soybean casein digest medium. Likewise, in positive control, add 1 ml of the culture suspension containing 10 into 100 cell of C. albicinus in 100 ml of sterile soybean casein digest medium. Likewise, in product control, prepare sample by dissolving 10 gram of product under taste in 100 ml of soybean casein digest medium. Positive product control, about 10 ml of the sample is removed aseptically in a pre-sterile, dried and weighted 250 ml conical flask. The flask is again weighted. The difference between two weight will be the weight of the sample. Add 100 ml of soybean casein digest medium and 1 ml of culture suspension containing 10 into 100 cells of C. albiginus. In second step, aseptically pipette out 1 ml of the pre-treated specimen in duplicate in sterile petri dish. In third step, to each of the petri dishes add about 20 ml of sub-round dextrose agar, again which brand you use, mix and allow to solidify. Then fourth step, invert the petri dishes and incubate at 20 ounce Celsius to 25 ounce Celsius for 5 days. In fifth step, count the number of colony forming unit developed at the end of the incubation and record the results. We follow this step in all this. And the final is acceptance criteria. The test is valid, negative control show no growth. So in any negative control, there is no growth compulsory. And the second acceptance criteria, the recovery of the organism from positive product control is not less than 75% when compared with the recovery of organism from positive control, percentage RSD be not more than 10%. So here is the result, the total bacterial count. So I mentioned in negative control there is a negative result. In positive control I mentioned randomly 40, 46, 42, 44 and 50 CFU count. Then product control it's compulsory positive. In positive product control we mentioned here it's a 36, 40, 42, 38 for 56 and the percentage is recovery 90, 86%, 100%. So now you want to know about how this percentage recovery you can find. So there is a calculation formula. The positive product control upon positive control into 100. So if we divided 36 divided by 40, so the result is 90%. So we can do another 40 divided by 46 and we find 86.96%. So you find all your recovery and you can check your RSD in Excel. So now the result is about 75 and the RSD is less than 10%. So the total bacterial count is complies. Likewise, total yeast and mold count, negative control as usual negative, positive control I just mentioned randomly. Numbers in product control it's always positive. Positive product control I also mentioned randomly numbers and we can find recovery like above bacterial count. Positive control product upon positive control into 100 means 18 divided by 20 it's 90% and 80 divided by 24 it's 75%. So likewise we find all the recovery and also find the RSD. So it's also about 75 and the RSD is less than 10. So the total yeast and mold count also complies. So friends, that was all about the microbiological limit test validation. We show how the test is performed, how recovery is calculated, and finally that our results meet the acceptance criteria, which means the method was validated successfully. I hope this video helped you understand the concept in the simple way. If you found it is useful, don't forget to like, share and subscribe. to my channel for more informative content on pharma and health. Also, let me know in the comments what topic you would like to cover next. Your feedback means a lot to me. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next video. Until then, stay curious and keep learning. Bye bye.